Hey everyone, welcome back to the Nursing Resume Clinic. Warning, this is going to be the longest video in this series, and that's because we're going to talk really intensely about how to create bullet points on your resume that demonstrate your value to your future employer. But before we get to the bullet points, let's talk about experiences that you can add to your resume. I have some listed here. They include related coursework. So this is anything that you have learned in your classes that you feel that an employer would find value in. So you received credit. So anything that you received credit for would go in a related coursework section. Then we have professional experience. So this will include any full-time or part-time jobs. Clinical experience is self-explanatory. Volunteer experience is work that you have done out of the goodness of your heart. So you didn't receive money, you didn't receive credit. Those experiences go in volunteer. Research experience, and then leadership experience. So this can include any of your on-campus involvement or any of your involvement in your community. It all counts. So sometimes people think, you know, if you only got paid, that's the only experience that goes on your resume. That's not true. Experiences that go on your resume are experiences that you believe the employer that you're trying to attract would find value in. So, and they can come from any part of your life. So your professional life, your volunteer life, your school life, it all counts and it can all go on the resume. Before I get into explaining how to think through writing these bullet points, I just wanted to show you an example of what an experience could look like on a resume, just so that you had a visual when I start explaining how to write the bullet points. So this is an example of what a related coursework section could look like on the resume. So you see this person selected 2 courses that were not their clinical experience and that were kind of unique courses that maybe not every student is taking in the nursing program. And this student selected these courses to show a well-roundedness in their education, and also to show most likely some leadership skills, some teaching skills in the teaching assistant position, and then some skills in kind of like administrative or fundraising in the service learning project. So as you can see, back when I was talking about kind of general resume rules, this person's using the entire page, so placing most of the text on the left, but placing the dates all the way on the right. The formatting is consistent, so the title that this person held or the class that they took is in bold. The, in quotes, employer is italicized, and again, the dates are all the way on the right. This person also is using 2 to 6 bullet points per experience, so that what they're talking about is easily digestible by the reader. Okay, so let's get into it. So hold up. How do I write those bullet points? How do I explain my skills and strengths on my resume? To me, this is a 3-step process. So first, you have to identify skills and strengths that you believe that the employer will find value in. Again, this is where the job description is very helpful, or a combination of multiple job descriptions to see what skills and responsibilities and experiences are present among many job descriptions, and then kind of focusing on those skills, strengths, and experiences on your resume is going to be helpful. Second, once you figure out what the employer wants, you want to think back in your own life and in your own past and think about experiences that you had where you utilized those skills and strengths. And then lastly, you want to explain your skill and strength in a concise and descriptive manner. And that's where this action, verb, task, impact outline comes in. So I'm going to get a little bit more into explaining how to write information about the impact, because that's the most important part of this statement. So explaining your impact is the most important part of this statement. It's also the most difficult thing to do, but don't worry, we're going to make it through. If you were to just leave on your resume, starting with an action verb and listing the task that you completed, your resume will sound like a job description, and it won't be unique to you. It'll just be kind of what anybody in that role has done. By adding the impact, you're letting the employer know how you did your job, or why you did your job, or the results that your previous employer experienced because of your work. So those are the 3 questions that I encourage you to ask yourself when you're thinking about the skills and strengths that you used. So you want to think, what were the results of my skills and strengths? How did I do something? How did I use these skills and strengths? Or why did I do something? Why did I use these skills and strengths in this situation? You don't need to answer all of these questions in one bullet point. You would want to pick the one that makes the most sense. So let's look at some examples here. So an example of listing results in your work could be utilize Microsoft Excel to track 800 lines of data and solicit $1,000 in donations. So this person, the task was obviously to use Excel to get donations, and this person is listing more information to outline the scope of their work, so explaining how many lines of data they tracked and the results. So they were able to raise $1,000. So explaining results, or what were the results of your work, that makes sense for this particular strength that this person is trying to outline because they have the data to back that up. The next example is how did you do a certain task? So taught 20 junior year nursing and engineering students efficient communication skills using SBAR technique. So again, the action verb in the task here is taught students, right? And so this person's just adding a little bit more information. So adding 20 junior nursing and engineering students to outline the scope of their work, and explaining that the way that they decided to teach communication skills was using the SBAR technique. So this is explaining the how. It's also kind of explaining results as well, which I know can get kind of confusing, but they're saying that they were able to teach efficient communication using SBAR. So kind of like the how and the results are a little one and the same in this example, and that's totally fine. The last way to elaborate on your impact is to explain why you did something. So checked vital signs every 4 hours to ensure 8 critically ill patients remain stable. This is a good opportunity to use what I call IT knowledge, so nursing IT knowledge. So using terms that are present in the industry, that are present in the job description, that will catch the eye of the hiring manager or the recruiter that's looking at your resume. So this person is explaining that they were checking vital signs every 4 hours to make sure that the patient remained stable. They also added information explaining that the patients are critically ill and that they have experience managing a caseload of 8 patients, just to give, again, the reader an idea of the scope of their work and the type of patients that they're comfortable working with. So these are a few examples of how to elaborate again on the impact, the last part of your resume bullet point outline. All right, that takes us to the end of this section. Thank you for hanging in there with me. I know this was the longest part and the toughest part. Take a minute now to update your resume tool, adding experiences that you would like to include in this document, and try to start composing your own bullet points using that action verb task impact outline. If you have questions about doing this, please write them down and we will go over them during the resume Q&A session later on in the semester. One thing I meant to say in the experience section and I forgot, if you have had jobs in the past and you're thinking to yourself, well, I don't know how my ice cream scooping job or my waitressing job or my retail job has anything to do with nursing. I don't know if that should go on my resume. It absolutely should. It shows you that it shows the employer that you have had a job, that you have worked in a professional environment, and I bet that you learned some transferable skills through those experiences that a nursing employer would find value in. We all hardly ever work in isolation, so probably scooping ice cream, you worked with the team, you met the needs of the clients that were coming to get ice cream, kind of like how you'll meet the needs of the patients that you will see as a nurse. So you just want to think about the transferable skills that you learned in those situations, and again, think about the ones that would be most valuable in a healthcare setting. All right, thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next video.